Hello friends, this is Shelley from Koala Knits and Knacks, and this is part 2 of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. If you have not seen part 1, if you've not started your project with part 1, then you want to look up that first, because this is the second part to the video of our Santa Claus, and you'll need to watch the first one first. Okay, so you can find the link below, or you can just go to my channel and look for Santa Claus is Coming to Town Part 1. All right, so thanks for joining me. I hope that you're able to get one of these beautiful little Santas made before Christmas. I know we're cutting it close here, but I have faith in you. I know you can do it. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the project. Okay, so you're going to thread your needle with your black thread, and we're going to begin our duplicate stitches. I've put this needle in here just because I wanted to eyeball where the center was here, in my opinion, for this little guy. But you're going to follow this line up here, and you're going to go to the fattest part of your project here, which is about in here somewhere. Okay, so I would say that's about the fattest part here. So right underneath that, this is going to be my second row. We're doing the inside of the belt buckle now. So I need 3 stitches on the bottom row and 3 stitches on the top row. And those are the ones I'm going to duplicate. Now, if I show you that on my chart here, I drew it out here so you could kind of see what it looks like. Those 3 stitches that I just showed you on this row and this row are these ones right here. These are going to be black. And that's the inside of the buckle. This is the buckle right here that's going to go around in whatever color you choose for the buckle. But what I just showed you on the Santa there is these 3 stitches and these 3 stitches. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to duplicate those and make them black. Then the belt buckle is going to be the 2 rows beside it on either side, and you're going to do 6. So because we have a 2-stitch width, so there's 2 stitches on this row and 2 stitches on this row above, 2 on this row and 2 on this row. Okay, so essentially there are, if you start down in this corner here, say, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches across. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. Okay, and then across and down, and then you're going to do this next row. Okay, however you like to do your duplicate stitching. For me, I would probably go across there, then I'd do these 2, I'd take my yarn under and I'd do those 2, take my yarn under and do those 2, then I'd finish it off that way, and then I'd go back down, and what you need to do is then change your yarn again, and you're going to put your black back on, and you're going to do a 2-row repeat pattern all the way around his body in black. Okay, so this is going to go around, come back, and finish here. Then you can go underneath, start here, go around, come back, finish off there. Okay, now you can do it that way, starting here, doing this, then doing it all the way around, or you can start with your black, which is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to trail my black over to here, and I'm going to do all of my black stitches. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the square that's around. Okay, so you can choose whichever way that you like best, but I've left this pattern on this video long enough for you to have taken a screenshot of it so you can draw it out. Okay, now I do have a video on how to do duplicate stitching on my channel, so you go ahead and look that up. If you don't know how to do a duplicate stitch, then you're going to want to watch that before you do this, because this particular video isn't a teaching video for duplicate stitch. So this is the pattern. You're going to do it on here. So this is my bottom row for my inside my belt buckle. I'm going to do all 3 of these duplicate stitches, and then I'm going to do those 3, and then I'm going to miss 2 rows, just like what I got here. And I'm going to come over and start here, and I'm going to work the rest of my belt buckle. And then when I get the black all done, I'll pop back on and show you how far I've come, okay? And when you get the black done, pop back on too, and we'll work on the next part together. All right, go for it, my friends. Okay, so we got our black done, and now it's all the way around, and now it's time to put our gold on. But you know what? I didn't have gold yarn, so I'm going to use embroidery floss, but I did 4 strands to make it a little bit thicker, and I think it'll be fine. So it adds a different texture, and that's nice. That's nice too. So I know that I'm going to do these 2 and these 2, and I got to go down 2 more. So I'm going to poke my needle in there, and I'm going to come up. Oops, come up here, Rethread my needle. And I'm going to see what this looks like. Come up there. Oh, I'm gonna like this. Come up there. Yeah, so you know what? If you don't have gold yarn, improvise. Find something that works. Maybe you'll have the embroidery floss. I love that actually. It's gonna make a different texture, and it is a different texture, and it gives it more character. So I love that actually. I was gonna use white or gray, but I thought no, I'm gonna see what I can do with this floss and see if it works, and it does. So again, I used 4 strands, and I'm just gonna finish up this row here. Okay. I think I need one more according to my chart. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. And then you go back to your chart and you see where you go from there. So for me, I'm going to finish these next 2 rows. That looks like I'm 1 row up too high. Let's see, 1, 2. 1, 2, yep, I did this stitch too big. So I'm gonna pull that out. You're gonna do your 6 stitches. It's because I'm reaching to see this so I can have it in the camera, but that's okay. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna finish it off camera, following the pattern, just like this. You're going to, and I did this one in pencil, so I'm gonna just lower this again. I know you took a screenshot of this probably already, but let's just take another peek at it. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6, and then I'm gonna finish it across like this, and we're gonna get our square done in our gold, and then our belt is done, yay! And then from there, we're going to move on to putting the hat on, because once we put the beanie on, then we can place the eyes. I find it's easier to do it that way. Okay, so go ahead, finish your belt buckle, and then see me back. All right, so there we have it. I'm sure yours is looking beautiful too. I actually love this embroidery floss. I think it's a little bit shiny and it just adds that special touch. So dollar stores carry dental floss, carry embroidery floss, so you can probably find it there, or Michael's or any craft store. Okay, so now we're gonna do the hat. The beanie has to come on next so that we can position the eyes. Now you're gonna put it down kind of at a slant, because we're going to sew this over too. We're gonna attach that, and then I'm gonna put a big white pom-pom on here as well, using my clover pom-poms, and I do have a video showing you how you use the clover pom-poms, and I will let you know what size I use when I have it made, and then we'll attach it. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your red yarn and thread your needle, and then we're just going to, you know what, I think I'm actually going to have it up. I don't want it sideways. I'm gonna have it up because his beard's gonna come in here. Okay, so have it up just like that. And I think just visualize where you want his eyes to be. So his nose is gonna be about here, and then I want his eyes to be about there. So I think that's perfect. So once you place your beanie where you want it, we're going to go ahead and just start sewing it. Just like this, all the way around. But you wanna catch just underneath the rim and 1 or 2 strands of yarn here, because you don't want to see lines. You want to hide them. So you're going underneath that brim, picking up 1 bar, and you're not going to pull it too tight either, because you don't want it to pucker. You don't want it to look sewn on. You just want it to be secured. Okay, and you're going to go around just like that until you get all the way around the hat. And once you do that, see me back and we'll add the nose. And the eyes. Okay, it's time to put the beard on, and I'm excited to show you this. You know, I think Dollarama should give me some, you know, something for advertising for them all the time, because I use their products a lot. But anyways, no problem. I bought this craft fur for $4 for this roll, and it's like 100% polyester, and it's 3 meters, and it is 2.5 inches wide, okay? And I bought it for $4, so, you know, you might not be able to find this, especially since I'm putting this video on so close to Christmas, and you may not be going anywhere near a place where you can buy such a thing. So that's why I said to make sure that you're careful when you sew your beanie on, because what you can do now is, if you don't have the fur, you can do the same duplicate stitching that you did for the belt. You can do 2 rows of white up here, and that would look really, really nice. And I'm going to also point out one other little mistake that well, it's not a mistake, but something that I would have done differently when we were making this thing today, this snowman, I just grabbed the white here when I should have grabbed black. Santa's mitts are black. They're not white. And so, anyways, I'm not going to take these arms off and redo it. And you probably have yours done too, and that's no matter. He's probably got more than one pair of mitts, and he's just changed them and put his white ones on because his black ones got dirty or something. Anyways, if you're watching this video before you making your snowman, maybe do your tips here in black instead of in white. That would look nice. Okay, so I'm going to thread a needle with regular thread, regular needle. I'm going to cut myself off a piece that is, I'm going to go for that length, and then I'll measure it. I measured it across, so it's basically from ear to ear plus a little bit, okay? I'm going to just measure it for you. It is 8.5 inches long, and it's getting little fur all over the place here, so I'm going to give it a good shake. And then I'm going to have to vacuum. You should see my pants. And then I'm going to take this. Actually, what I'll do is I'll brush it out later, and it'll be fine. I'm going to take this needle and thread, and I'm going to just gather it up at the top. So we all know how to gather, right? I'm just going to start it off there. Oops. Just like so. And then we're just going to weave in and out, in and out, in and out. And we're going to gather this till it's to the length or the width we want. And then we're going to take a glue gun and we're going to glue gun it onto his face. Okay. We're going to finish the pom-pom later and finish the hat later. Okay. And we're going to just roughly do this. Doesn't have to be done measuring or anything. You just go in and out, in and out, all the way across. Okay. My glue gun is in another room, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I had to find a room where I could get proper lighting because it's in the evening, and there's nowhere in my house except for down in the basement here by the furnace where I can get a good light, and that's only because you know, the lighting is different in here, and it works everywhere else. It's I'm getting so many shadows, and it's been so frustrating. But the bad part about this room is that when my furnace goes on, it's gonna affect my my sound on my video, so I'm gonna have to stop. So I'm gonna try to get this done. So you're gonna pull this until you get these two ends to meet. Okay, so it's a little tricky, but you're gonna pull it, then you're gonna just hold it with your thumb just like that, and then you're gonna just pop this over to the other side, and you're gonna just tie it. Fasten it so that it stays, okay? Just like so. Doesn't have to be fancy. You just want to gather it and then bring the corners together. Just like so, okay? And then I'm just gonna actually just cut this off. Let that stay on the inside, so get rid of my needle. And then we're gonna just take, I'll show you from the back. We're just gonna take these corners and we're gonna round them, just like that. Just get that rough edge off and round them, just like so, okay? And then I'm going to take it to the room that my glue gun's in, and I'm going to glue gun that across, just like that. And we've got a beautiful, beautiful, I'm gonna sew this together too, just so there's no hole there. And then you've got just a wonderful little beard for Santa. But the thing is too, if you don't have this, what I'm just thinking just now off the top of my head, take a white pom-pom. If you have a white faux fur pom-pom, cut off that little elastic loop, split open the seam, and I bet you if you spread that out, you can, it's probably a big square. You can make a beard out of that and do the same thing. So give that a go and try that, okay? So there we go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna finish sewing up that little hole, and then I'm gonna glue gun it on, and I'll see you back. Okay, as soon as I shut my camera off, the furnace went on, and it went on for a very long time, so I was frustrated. But anyways, I got the beard on, and all I did was put a bead of glue on the inside, just across the top here, on the inside of the beard, and then I positioned it and stuck it on where I wanted it. Then I lifted it up. You can hardly lift it up, but I lifted it up, and I put more glue, beads of glue on the face there, on the chin area, and then I just pressed it down. Okay, so that's that. Then I went ahead, let me just get Santa out of the way, and I cut out another strip that went around his beanie, around his head. And then I don't want to see this rough edge on the top or the bottom when I glue it on, so I just put a bead of glue on the on this base part here, and because it was easier to do it that way. And then I folded this over and stuck it down, and I'm going to do the same thing here, like on the other side I started it, but I'm going to put a bead of glue down here, and then I'm going to fold it over like that, and then this is going to go on the rim of his hat. Loving it so much. And I'm going to go and do that, and then I am going to show you how to put the nose on. And there's my furnace again. Man, Manitoba is cold, and my furnace works hard. But it also causes me a lot of grief because it makes so much noise in the background. But anyways, I'm going to go and put that on. I did add my pom-pom, and I used the second biggest size of the 4 clover pom-poms that we have. Now I have a video on how you use the clover pom-pom maker, and you can look for that if you want to make a video. So I mean, if you want to learn how to make that, if you have the clover pom-pom makers. So I'm going to put my band on like that. Then I'm going to sew this down just like that, and then I'll be back and we're going to sew on the nose and the eyes. Not everybody has safety eyes, so I'm going to show you how to sew the eyes on, okay? But I'm also gonna, please bear with my furnace. I'm so sorry, but I can't wait another 30 minutes for it to go off. I have choir practice tonight, and that's why I'm talking fast. I gotta get this going so I can get to the Christmas choir practice. But what I did was I took my Addi 22, and I made this tube. It's got 46 rows in it, so 46 rows on my Addi 22, and I made it into a beanie just like we normally would, and then I stuffed it with fiberfill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some black thread. I'm going to do that with you now, if you don't mind listening to my furnace in the background. I'm going to take my black thread. Thread my needle, and then I'm going to go about maybe an inch down, maybe a little bit more, an inch, about that far down. And again, we're going to weave. We're doing a lot of weaving in this project, aren't we? We're gonna weave back and forth. Ay, ay, ay. Just like so. Catching on the fiberfill, and that's why. Maybe do it before you put your fiberfill in. That would have been smart, Shelley. Okay, and then keep going. And then you're going to tie it off, push down that filling. You're going to tie it off. They're a bit long, but I'm gonna use them yet for another idea. So I'm tying it off, and I'm gonna tie a knot, and so you got a cute little end like that, right? You don't have to worry about having a little hole there, and I'll show you why. So I'm gonna tie this into a knot, just like so. And then I went and I bought, again, from the Dollar Tree or Dollarama, one of the two, I don't even know, Dollarama. And I'm going to take these little balls out, and I'm gonna glue gun them upside down. I don't want to see that. I'm just gonna glue them upside down. Maybe 3 of them, just so that they're adding some color to this. And then to the ends of these strings here, no surprise where I bought these, I'm going to add a few bells, and then I'm going to cut this off to the right. I'm going to add a few bells, and they're going to hang there, and then we'll attach it to his hand. Okay, so go ahead and do all that, and I'll see you back when I get to that point. All right. So I'm just going to quickly show you what I'm going to do with these bells. First of all, I glued 3 of these balls in there, and I've got to play with it a little bit because you can see the inside there. So I'm gonna just maybe I'm gonna take some black yarn, and I'm going to roll it up into a little ball, and then I'm gonna put some glue in there and stick it in there, or do something just so I can cover that up. But I took one of those tails and I strung 3 bells onto it. Then I'm going to just tie it to the other tail, just like that. Tie a little knot. These can actually hang, or you can hide them, whichever you prefer. I'm going to let them hang, and there you have it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let me grab my Santa. I'm going to just sew it to his hand, just like that, just barely sewing it to his hand. Well, sewing it snugly so it doesn't break off, but just so it looks like he's carrying it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with that. And then now we're going to work on the nose. Okay, so again, I'm sorry for that furnace, and I hope it's not too distracting. Okay, so let me just raise this. Coldness in Manitoba is a real problem. We're not joking when we say it's frigid here. Okay, so I want the nose to be in the middle of the beard, just above the beard, and I'm stringing the same color of yarn, and I'm going to go through 2 rows of stitches, just like that. Bring it across, leave my tail there, and I'm simply going to do that back and forth till I get the size of nose that I want. Okay, so this is 3. Get that tail out of the way there. 4. In the same stitch, same spot. 5. 6. Let me see. I want more. 7. He needs to have a fairly big nose. 7. 8. Of course, playing with where your strands end, because you want it to be neat. 9. I'm gonna do 10. That one down there, and one more. 10. Well, it's gonna be 11 because I need my yarn to be on the end to be on the other side. That is perfect. So then I'm going to go down into there and come out about there. So that actually makes 11. Then I'm going to take this yarn end, pop it in that same hole and out where this one came out. And I'm going to tie a knot. Put it back on my needle. And then just hide it. I'm going underneath the stuffing. It doesn't matter if it's at the front of the face because I'm under the stuffing, you're not going to see it. Cut that off. Then you take your needle and you just pull up on this and it hides that end even better. Okay, there's my nose. Now we're going to take some black yarn. We're going to do our eyes. Essentially, we're doing the same thing, but we don't go across as many stitches, and then it'll look more like a circle than it will the shape of the nose here that we have. But we're going to go just above, maybe one stitch above and one stitch across. Santa's eyes, actually, we're going to go, I don't like that. We're going to go 2 over, okay? So I'm going to come up on the side here. I'm going to go where I think I want my eye to be. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to go just across 1 stitch. And I'm not pulling this tight. I don't want to take these stitches out of line, like the knitted the rows. I want them to stay in their place. So I'm going to do 2 and then 3. And so there's 1 full row in between the nose and this eye is on that next row. So I'm going to go across and I'm going to go here. And we're going to go 3 times. Left-handed. 1. 2. And 3. I'm going to come right underneath there, underneath the stuffing so you don't see it, and come out that same hole. It's a little tricky, especially because I have a smaller needle. There we go. Poked it through. Making sure that that eye's not too tight. 3, I'm gonna fix that there. Fix that there. They're the same height, same distance. It's perfect. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with my other tails here. Okay, I'm gonna tie a knot. Don't tie this tighter, it'll pull on your eye and take it out of shape. Hide those down under the stuffing so that you don't see them. Bring my needle out. Then I'm going to cut them off, but then you always lift up your layers over top of that yarn so then you don't see it. And then I do the same thing right here and it hides it. And there we have our beautiful, beautiful Santa. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I'm going to take a better picture of it. I'm going to attach this and then I'm going to take a better picture of it because the way the camera's angled, you can only see part of them. But there you have it. I'm going to leave it at that and I will take a better picture and be back with you in just a moment. Well, ho, ho, ho. We've made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did and that you have a beautiful snowman sitting up on your shelf as well. So anyways, if you watched this video and you liked it, please hit that like, thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, my friends, God bless you and have a very, very Merry Christmas.